Punt gets down at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10 Tigers. Penalty pushes the ball back to the 13-yard line, 1st and 10 Tigers. Harvey Jr.'s pass falls incomplete. Mackay Turner, the intended receiver. Stephen Harvey Jr. with the quarterback keeper. Finally wrapped up by Cole Ryan. A 1st down gain out to the 25-yard line. Malachi Thomas, the ball carrier, picks up 7. Malachi Thomas with the carry, picks up a 1st down out to the 40. Credit the tackle to Charles William III. Malachi Thomas, again the ball carrier, picks up 6. Credit the tackle to Mason Sullivan. Again, if you're a senior parent for a member of the Tiger Marching Band or the football team, please report to the southeast corner of the stadium. You can line up on the track with the other parents so you can take part in our senior night celebration tonight. Malachi Thomas, again, the ball carrier, steps out of bounds at the 37, first and 10 Tigers. Malachi Thomas, again, the ball carrier, tackled by Tyler Conklin. Malachi Thomas tackled on the play. Robbie Harvey on the stop. Harvey Jr.'s pass falls incomplete. Intended receiver Jordan Johnson. Pass falls incomplete. Malachi Thomas, again, the ball carrier. Malachi Thomas again the carry. On the tackle, Jordan Beals. Malachi Thomas in for a Tiger touchdown. The extra point attempt is good by Declan Griffin, making the score the Tigers 35, Bulldogs 6. The final score of our sophomore game, Tigers 35, the Bulldogs 6. Congratulations to our sophomores for a DKC championship and an undefeated 9-0 record this year. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Senior Night for the 2025 football and marching band programs. This time we'd like to introduce Principal Lori Campos, Athletic Director Mike Healy, Football Head Coach Sean Norris, and Band Director Hannah Drake. Now we'd like to introduce our senior athletes and their parents, starting first with the football team. Our first senior, Aiden Applewhite, with parents Melvin and Jillian. Our next senior, Lucas Barris, with parents Mike and Robin. Matthew Berkeley, with parents Brian and Lisa. Axel Becker, with parents Ryan and Sarah. Colin Cahill, with parents Brian and Dawn. Our next senior, Kirby Christensen, with parents Jason and Megan. Next, Reagan Curtin, with parents Patrick and Carla. William Dalby, with parents John and Alyssa. Next, we have Anthony and William Economos, with parents Peter and Catherine. Brody Falstich, with parents Todd and Brooke. Ryan Frieding, with parents Christopher and Aaron. Oliver Glover, with parents Carl and Catherine. Tyler Johnson, with parents LeBron and Tasha. Brody Keith, with parents Corey and Jenny. Next, Jacob McCall, with parents Kenneth and Christy. Brady McClatchy, with parents Don and Ann. Justin Miller, with Steve and Julie. Benjamin Nickisher, with parents John and Joni. Zach Rogers, with parents Dan and Kelly. Benjamin Roswick, with parents Aaron and Tony. Angel Salcido, with parents Oscar and Angelica. Ryan Spaeth, with parents Greg and Julie. Amari Williams, with parents Jimmy and Nora. And our last senior, Owen York, with his parents Brendan and Jody. And now let's meet our senior members of the Tiger Marching Band and their families. Our first senior, Elise Allen, with parents James and Aaron. Jeremy Anderson with parents Robert and Sarah. Pedro Argello with parents Rogelio and Gloria. Rebecca Bastiani with Shannon. Next is Ian Booten with Keith and Susan. Claudia Burkhardt with parents Alan and Barbara. Next is Garrett Evans with parents Andrea and Kurt. Nathan Gluckman with parents Doug Sale, Cheryl Holtz and Nick Holtz. Serena Grebin with Andre. Ethan Hottenstein with grandparent Wilma Kozar and sister Alexa. Our next senior, Manning Howard, parents Michael and Amy. Next, Morgan Katzman with parents Jason and Davina. Dylan O'Brien with parents Corey and Pilar. Our next senior, Katie Ortiz with parents Juan and Sarah. Sarah Perez with parents Michael and Osiris. Next, Matt Pasaki with parents Dan and Katie. Next, Glenn Romanovich with parents John and Maggie. Laura Schaefer with parents Andrew and Julia. And our last senior, Olivia St. Pierre with grandparents Bear and Diane. The Wheaton Warrenville South Athletic Administration, Athletic Department, Football, and Marching Band programs would like to thank these student athletes who have dedicated many long hours and provided us with many wonderful memories. Their character and leadership as high school athletes has been admirable and instrumental to all their successes. As young adults, you've been great examples of what the athletic program represents, and we wish you well as you move on from Wheaton Warrenville South and look forward to your future accomplishments. We'd also like to acknowledge and offer a special thanks to the parents of these student athletes who have made many sacrifices for their children and for the football and band programs at Wheaton Warrenville South. We're indebted to you for your volunteering for concessions, driving your sons and daughters to practices, making pasta dinners, and supporting them at all of their competitions. Your support and extra effort are what make Wheaton Warrenville South such a special place. We thank you for all that you do, and congratulations to all of our senior members of the football team and the Tiger Marching Band. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Red Plains Sports for tonight's Conference game between the Batavia Bulldogs and your Wheaton Warrenville South Tigers. The Conference plays to demonstrate sportsmanship and nothing less is expected of the fans of the 10 weekend conference games. So cheer your team and recognize good performance by others. Know the rules of the game and have fun representing your school and conference. Thank you for demonstrating good sportsmanship with UKC Way. Tiger fans, on September 26th of this year, Wheaton Warrenville South inducted their 2025 Athletic Hall of Fame class. Unfortunately, at that time, one Hall of Famer, Corey Davis, was unable to attend. Tonight, we'd like to recognize and celebrate Corey Davis as he officially enters into the Wheaton Warrenville South Athletic Hall of Fame. Corey's high school career culminated with him earning all-area and all-conference honors in 2012 while leading our Tigers with undeniable talent and drive. While at Western Michigan University, Corey was named the Mid-America Conference Freshman of the Year. His career at Western Michigan culminated by being recognized as the MAC Player of the Year and consensus first-team All-American in his senior season. Corey also holds several NCAA records. He has the second most career receiving touchdowns in history. He's the only player ever in FBS history to record 300 catches, 5,000-plus yards, and more than 50 touchdowns. Corey is also the all-time career receiving yards leader in college football with 5,285 yards receiving. Corey was drafted 5th overall by the Tennessee Titans and played 6 seasons in the NFL. Tonight we honor a true Tiger legend, a testament to what hard work and dedication can achieve. Tiger Nation, please join us in honoring Corey Davis and welcome him into the Wheaton Warrenville South Athletic Hall of Fame. Now at this time we ask that you please rise, kindly remove your hats and join Cam Sayers in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting
we are live from Red Grange Field on a frosty night. A marquee matchup tonight. Last game of the regular season, we have Wheaton Warrenville South Tigers versus the Batavia Bulldogs for home field advantage in the playoffs. We'll start off with the Tigers, who are at home. This game is for home field advantage for them, and obviously they've been good at home so far. What do you think securing a home field game in the playoffs would mean for them?
Yeah, like you said, they've been great at home. They've played 3 home games and won all 3 of them, so that's been big. And if they can keep this momentum going, it's hard to find someone that can stop them. Braden?
Yeah, I agree with that. For Batavia, this is a hostile environment to be in. What do you think they need to do and pull off the win?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to need both sides of the ball to be gelling tonight because South has looked great. Obviously, offensively, they're going to want to start out early, try to silence that home crowd. Short plays, just keep the chains moving. And on defense, they're really going to need to contain that edge and contain Owen York, number 3, sorry. So it's going to be a good game, and I'm excited to see this one tonight.
And on the offensive line is senior number 77, Axel Becker. At tight end is senior number 19, Brody Keith. At tight end is senior number 9, Kirby Christensen. And wide receiver is sophomore number 4, Blake Ittersagen. The wide receiver is senior number 6, Lucas Barris. The wide receiver is senior number 14, Jacob McCall. And running back is senior number 3, Owen York. And at quarterback is senior number 16, Justin Miller. Tigers are led by head coach Sean Norris. He's assisted by Sam Van Hees, Ronnie Saba, Nate Wybe, Joey Wagner, Tim Becker, Theo Clark, Adam Danstill, Russell Tanzillo, and Ryan Graham. Your managers are Reagan Curtin, Grace Connolly, Mariana Anaya. At position, Dr. Aaron Bayer, and trainers Tracy Headley and Alyssa Arnold.
To start off this game, South will be kicking off with Oliver Glover, and back will be Howell and Ashiru for Batavia to start off this conference matchup. For South, this is for the conference championship, and for Batavia, this is for home field advantage, and maybe the conference championship is kickoff to Howell, and he will go right, and he's going to pick up a few yards. He's going to break a few tackles and get to the 33 on excellent blocking.
Yeah, I mean, like we said earlier, they just need to get out early and get a lot of momentum out the gate, and a good return is going to help them get that. Starting with some good field position at around the 33-yard line. So going to hope to see how they're going to start this one out on offense to begin this game.
And Batavia's going to start the handoff. And that is stopped immediately by Wheaton Warrenville South as the play is called dead.
And that's a nice defensive play by South to stop them early and make it 2nd and 10. Nothing comes from that one. Gonna hope to think a little bit more, throw some spaghetti on the wall, and come back with a new mindset.
That was a handoff to Charlie Rosengren. And they're switching running backs around in the backfield. 2nd and 9. And they're going to do a bit of a jet sweep here. He's been able to pick up plenty of yards, taking multiple people to take him down, and he will run to the 47.
Yeah, that was Brett Bergen there with a nice little carry for maybe 15 yards, first down. And that's a nice play, a little end around, helps him get past the edge, get to the outside, and Tigers just couldn't contain it there, and that's a good gain for him, moving them past the 50-yard line and into Tiger territory.
And in the backfield is Batavia quarterback Michael Vander Luitgaren, and you got a bit of motion there from Ashiru, and he's just gonna look to throw, and he's gonna roll out right. Does he have face? He's gonna throw, and it's an on the run completion, right back to his guy.
Don't know if they're gonna say that's first down yardage, but yeah, that's a nice little out route there, and they've gotten them involved multiple times already. I mean, they've used all three phases so far. They had that shovel pass, the run, and the pass there. So Tigers defense not really knowing what to expect next, and that's what Batavia is wanting, coming out here with 2nd and 2.
Yeah, he is stopped short, and this is just a situation where they are going to hand it off. He's being pushed for the first down.
Yeah, some bully ball there, line versus line, and that's going to be a fun matchup to watch today. Tigers line has been good, and Batavia has been dominating in the trenches as well. So that's going to be fun. And, you know, with a good line, you don't really need to worry that much about who's in the backfield. Deflate the ball, put your grandma back there, and then they can keep it moving.
That's ARS Rescue Rooter, your home's MVP for comfort all season long.
Yeah, a little pickup of 4 there, and it's a good carry. They are definitely moving the ball, and that's exactly what they want to see. Up the middle, that trench battle has been won by Batavia thus far, and the linebackers just haven't been able to contain that.
And 2nd and 6 here for Batavia. Pretty manageable, and they're just going to hand it off once again. It's another pickup of 5 as Batavia is killing them in the trenches so far.
And out goes to Preston Brummel.
Yeah, if they keep getting gains of 5, you know, they're going to get to the end zone about 5 times. I mean, Tigers did it last week. So, yeah, that offensive line and that defensive line, the battle has been fun so far. I mean, they're moving them, they're pushing them, and that's definitely what the coach preaches all week. Get out there first, get down low, and just keep moving those chains. While it is 3rd down, though, and the Tigers are going to hope for a big stop here.
That does bring us to 3rd and 2. And we'll see if they try to run it for 4 more yards or get a little interesting and throw it. You got some motion there, and they're just going to run it again. And this time, South immediately gets to it, planting them at around the 30.
Big stop from South, and that brings up a 4th and 5. Obviously, this is high school, so a lot of teams would go for it from here. We're going to see what's happening. Not sure if that's their offensive unit out there. But that is a very important stop nonetheless.
This is a bit of no man's land. You're at the 30. A punt here wouldn't do that much. It would help, but it wouldn't do that much. Going for it in the field kicker, most high school kickers don't have the leg for this one. It makes sense why they're going for it. And there, Vander's going to look to throw again. And wide open is Ashiru. And they're going to be able to pick up the 4th and 5.
He's looked good so far. They had him out in the return team. They've gotten him involved on that out route earlier. And that's, you know, that's what they want to see out of their offense. Quick little routes, let their receiver do what the receivers do. And they've really moved. Tigers had that little stop there, but doesn't matter if you can't hold them on 4th down. And that takes them to the red zone.
I mean, so far, the Tigers defense over the last 3 games has given up 21 points. But the Batavia offense is just driving down the field like it's nothing. And that'll bring them into the red zone for this 1st and 10. And Vander's back once again. He's going to look to throw. It'll be blocked at the line by Amari Williams.
And that's a big tip, and that's an important play. Good play to get his hands up there and stop anything from happening. Brings up 7-10.
And this does feel like one of the first, second and longs for the drive so far. It feels like they've just been able to pick up a big chunk on first down each time. We'll see how they approach this. And offense back out there 5 minutes into the first quarter, and they're going to hand it off. You should be able to keep chugging along and pick up around 7 yards there.
Yeah, and, you know, we were just talking about that offensive play where the Tigers stopped him, but that is the big chunk that they were looking for, and that brings up 3rd and 3.
And this is another 3rd down. If they keep up how they've been running the ball, it isn't looking likely that they'll get stopped, and we'll see how this one's going to play out. That was a handoff to Henry Hahn, and he is back in the backfield. And it looks like they got 2 guys back there, and that is Charlie Rosengren, and it looks like the play has been blown dead, and that is a timeout for Batavia. In that situation, that does make sense. This is a big play. It's kind of the decision of if you're getting 7 points or 3 points here. And obviously, those 4 points, that difference between those two could be very big, or an interception would be game-changing.
Yeah, that timeout was pretty big. I mean, they came out in I form there. A little interesting. We haven't seen any of that from them yet. But with the way they played in the trenches, I'm sure some fullback play would do them well. Just get to that defensive tackle and run it up the gut. Gonna wonder what they're gonna come out here with after the timeout. But they're really hoping to just get this first down right now. That's all they're worried about.
And 3rd and 3. It's a big play for the momentum early into the game. And it's 0-0 as the game's just started. It's 3rd and 3. They're on the 12. Timeout used, and we'll see what they drew up here. And he's going to fake the handoff, and he's got some green grass. He's looking to throw, and that is to the back of the end zone, and that is caught by Brett Bragan.
Wow, little play action there works well. I mean, he had a lot of guys open. Tigers just couldn't really guard him in man, and he gets the step in the end zone, and that's all they needed. And that's going to be a very effective timeout because, you know, the play-out call worked to get him the touchdown, and they're going to bring out the kicking team.
It didn't look like South was ready for the play action there. I mean, I wouldn't have been. They have just been running it really well, and you'd think that they'd have, you know, if they have 2 chances to pick up that 3rd and 3, they'd run it both times. But it's an interesting play call to roll the quarterback out, and it ended up working. Here's the extra point, and that'll be up and good.
Yeah, this is interesting because a lot of the games that the Tigers have won recently, they've been not competitive out the gate. The Tigers have just been dominating. So it's going to be interesting to see how they battle adversity and come back in this one, regain their momentum.
Extra point made by Caleb Peters. Extra points are not gimmies in high school football. And each point matters. And that'll lead Batavia to a 7-0 lead. Getting the momentum early, and that's what you need against the South crowd. Can't get them going early. And Caleb Peters is out there again for the kickoff. Back for South is Owen York and Blake Intersagan. I'm going to imagine this one's going to go to Intersagan. As I would be scared to kick it to Owen York if they gave him space. And
yeah, he has had a couple kick return touchdowns this year. He had that one to start the season off against Glenbard North.
And that is to Intersagan. He'll pick it up at the 15. And he'll run, get a few blocks, and operate traffic pretty well. He'll get to the 35.
Intersagan is a sophomore, got pulled up a couple weeks back, and he has been effective in the special teams. They've been kicking him off to him a lot, and he's given them good field position, and that's very fundamental to start a good drive.
this drive for South. I mean, they want to get the crowd going. This crowd that they're 3-0 in front of, they want to get them started, and they want to get this momentum back that Batavia snatched very early into the game. And obviously, crowd's not out of it quite yet. I mean, it's a 7-point ball game, and let's see what they draw up here on 1st and 10 with Owen York in the backfield. And that will be a handoff to Owen York. Picked up about a yard, and that's a rare occurrence to only pick up 1 yard there for Owen York. He's been dominant so far this season. 1,400 yards rushing, 100 receiving, few catches, a reception touchdown, 19 rushing touchdowns, even a passing touchdown too.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive line just rallied on him there. He had no room to move, and that's going to be a good stop from Batavia.
And 2nd and 9 here for Owen York. He's not used to just picking up 1 yard, and we'll see how they're able to bounce back here. And they're going to do a bit of a pitch to Owen York, trying to get in a bit of space. But that'll also be stopped to an extent by Batavia, not getting them to a 3rd and short. So it'll be a 3rd and medium, 3rd and 5. We'll see how they handle this here.
Giovanni Colmalato looked like he had snuffed the play out before it started. Number 12 for Batavia, if you saw that. And yeah, it ends up being a little gain, but not much, as the Batavia defense has been working together, and they've been gelling thus far. Tigers looking to come out and get this first.
I mean, you cannot give Batavia the ball back this early into the game. They just dominated their defense, and you do not want to give that offense the ball back. You want to at least get a 1st down, let alone if you want points. And under 5 minutes left of the 1st quarter, it is 3rd and 5. Big 3rd down here for South. And Justin Miller looks to throw, and he's going to look to run, and he's going to get hit, and that'll bring it to 4th and about a yard.
That's a big hit. You could hear it. Everyone in the student section and the entire field reacted to that one. But, yeah, he is a guy that can run a little bit, and he can take hits too. 1 yard shy of the 1st down. I would guess that they would go for this. They need to get that momentum. Plus 1 yard. They've got a pretty high probability, especially with York in the backfield. So they're going to hope to keep this trend moving.
Justin Miller, he's ran it and passed it so far. 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, almost 1,000 passing yards. But what matters here is this 4th and 1. Owen York in the backfield. If they give Batavia the ball here, it's almost guaranteed points, and we'll see what happens. They hand it off, and Owen York is going to be stopped short. It's quite close, but it looks like he will be down before the 1st down marker.
Refs checking it out. Tigers think they got it. Batavia thinks they don't. Owen York jumped a little bit, hoping to get over the line. We're going to see what the refs say. Batavia is celebrating.
And refs have to make a call. I mean, and it looks like they're
taking a timeout.
Timeout on the officials. And it looks quite short.
If the chains are right, then yeah, that's short. But they are deliberating over this one.
And, you know, I mean, at the end of the play, that was good awareness by Owen York. Like, knowing where the 1st down was and trying to reach across. We'll see if it was all for nothing, though. And if Batavia gets the ball back, and they just keep jumping on the Tigers, it's been very one-sided thus far.
Yeah, if that's what their defense looks like all game, then that's going to be scary for the Tigers.
Oh. And we'll see. And it is not even close. And Batavia, 4th and 1, they hand it to Owen York. Pretty much a guarantee so far for the Tigers has been stuffed, and Batavia has taken over the game so far.
Yeah, they had a lot of runs up the middle there, but if Batavia's defensive line looks as good as they do right now for the whole game, that's going to be really hard to run on them like that. So the Tigers turn it over and go back out on defense, which is a really bad position. Hopefully next time when they get out there, they can get Owen York an open space, because that's where he really thrives.
And I was talking about how Wheaton South has been taken out of the game thus far on the 1st touchdown, but now Song's play, not a lot of people are moving around in the student section, and this will be a 1st and 10 for Batavia. You're gonna fake it, and Vannon's just going to dump it off, and he's going to be wrapped up, tackled, but will gain a yard in the process.
Very impressive completion there. Looked like it was going to be a sack for a second, but he found his guy in space, let him move a little bit. Not too many yards after the catch. It's a good tackle by Billy Economos. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 9.
And 2nd and 10 again for Batavia. Last time they're in this position, they got to 3rd and 3, and we'll be able to see if they get it to 3rd and short again, as they are on the 44, and they're just gonna hand it off, pick up, and get it to around 3rd and 8.
Yeah, and Tigers defense is looking good on this drive thus far. They had that tip, they had that good stop, and another good stop here. Defensive line is really playing better on this drive than they did last time, hoping that this will be their last play on the field.
This is a big one. I mean, you gotta wonder if they do get stopped, can they get close to the first down line into territory where they will once again go for it to try to keep the drive alive. And it is 3rd and 8. And they're gonna, and he's looking at, no, he looks to escape, and he's gonna do not quite, but it will get to a 4th and short.
And that's another big hit on the quarterback here. We saw that one with Justin Miller earlier. And yeah, I mean, it was a good little scramble drill for him, but he doesn't quite get the first. And if history teaches us anything, they're gonna go out and go for this one here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're even thinking about it, and Vander's staying out there. Vander runs onto the field now, trots out there. They have once again decided to go for it. 4th and 1. This is a big one for the momentum in this game. First quarter getting near its end. They're gonna hand it off, and he's gonna, he's gonna fake it, and he's gonna get in space, and he's gonna run it all the way to the 25 for a 10-yard pickup.
Wow, I mean, that was a good play drawn up there. Ends up getting them the first. Amari Williams with the tackle, but it doesn't matter. They got the first there, and that's definitely not what the Tigers wanted.
It was a brilliantly executed fake. They got me. I thought that they ran for it. They would have even gotten the first down if they ran for it, showing the dominance of this O-line. And they've been able to come up with big plays whenever it's 4th, and that'll bring us to another 1st and 10 as they are approaching the red zone once again. And this time they're really going to hand it off to Charlie Rosengren, and he's going to pick up a yard or two to make 2nd and long.
Yeah, picks up a couple yards there, but really nothing. Stopped pretty short. And they have been good, even if they've been stopped early. They've been good on those 3rd and 4th downs. So really hoping to get a couple good plays here.
This is the 4th 2nd and 10 that they've had all game. 2nd and 9, 2nd and long. And they've converted all 3 thus far. 2 on the first drive, and this will be the 2nd one on the 2nd drive. And we'll see if South finally able to come up with a stop, or if Batavia will keep destroying them. And he's looking to throw. Bit of a screen pass right to a Shiru, and he's going to pick up past the first down marker into the 5. A brilliant spin move, and he's going to get right in the doorstep of the goal line.
Shiru has looked really good after the catch thus far this game, and they've just been getting it to him in space and feeding him. He got a lot of yards after the catch there with the low tackle, spins around it, gets maybe a yard or 2 extra, and that puts them in a really good field position to score again here and make it a 2-possession ball game.
And that kind of just like shows the full game, and Batavia's been able to get those extra yards at the end of the plays. Vander, on that long 4th down run, was able to spin for about a yard, even though he's the quarterback. And they're able to spin for another yard here on the last play of the first quarter, which has been Bulldogs' dominance. And they're going to sweep it out. And the first quarter is going to end with Brett Bergson's 2nd touchdown.
Wow. And Tigers are stunned. You know, what they've done is come out early in games. I mean, obviously this one's not over, but it has not looked good for them so far. Offensively, defensively, Batavia's done what they wanted. And, you know, this game is important. This is for a home playoff berth and for conference, so this means a lot to the guys. So they're going to need to rethink things here coming up to the second quarter.
And Caleb Peters will be kicking his second extra point. He is 1 for 1 so far. And we'll see if he's able to put this one through. And it is good. And that'll be 14-0. Batavia, they've scored as much points in this game, more than South's last 2 home games have given up.
Yeah, I mean, they had St. Charles only put up 7, so Batavia is coming out hot and really hoping to prove their point at the start of this first quarter.
And if you're South, I mean, it's not looked great so far. You haven't gotten a first down, and you let Batavia score 2 touchdowns. And that's not the way you win football games. And we'll see if they're able to just stop the surge of Batavia on this drive, just getting something going. Maybe even with this kick return. Last time, Intersagan brought it to the 35. You got to believe that they're going to kick it back to him, although that was a good kickoff for Intersagan. We'll see.
Well, it's not like kicking off to Owen York is much better for him, but we're going to see.
And once again, this one is going to Intersagan. We'll see what he does this time. And instantly, but he finds a bit of a gap, and he is hammered into the ground at around the 27.
Wow, he's shifty, but he's still a smaller guy. Gets cut there and goes flying into the defender, but he does pick up some good yardage, and that's going to set the Tigers up with 3 seconds left in the half.
And the Tigers are out there. They did get Owen York pretty well contained on the first drive. We'll see if they throw it around here with Miller. But it's going to be the last play of the first quarter. And Miller throwing. It's going to be a completion for about 3 yards.
Miller's pass completed to
Yeah, I
Lucas
mean,
Perez.
it's a short little completion. Obviously, nothing really comes out of it. There's not enough room for his man to turn up and run down the field. But it is a completion, and it's going to end the first quarter. Tigers down 14.
After the first quarter, Batavia destroying the Tigers, winning the game in every facet of it. And we'll see if the Tigers are able to bounce back in the seconds.
Now I am.
And we are going to resume play at the second quarter. 2nd and 6. Tigers so far have 13 yards, and Batavia has 14 points. And that's been the story of the game. And they're just going to hand it off to York. He's going to get pushed out the sideline. This will bring another 3rd down for the Tigers. And you do not want to get 3 and out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I do expect to see more of that stretch run with Owen York. They do get him out there, and that is, I think, his most efficient run of the day. And, yeah, he's just so dangerous in space that they need to focus on that more, get those big plays to be able to come back in this game.
It's going to take that. But what it's also going to take is to move these chains. It's 3rd and 5. This is what Batavia has been able to convert all day, and we'll see if South is able to finally get something going. Miller and York are back. He's going to just hand it off to York. Bit of misdirection. He's able to pop free, and he's still going, and he'll pick up 10 yards on the play.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he's really great at. He's excelled at that this year, and they really just need to get him in space. He will move. He will make those plays. They just need to give him the opportunity, and that's going to be a first for the Tigers.
Well needed. We'll see if the Tigers are able to make the second quarter a different story than the first. And if the Tigers do get something going, we'll see if Batavia is going to be able to slam the door shut again. But that is what was needed to get the student section alive. And we'll see if South's able to capitalize on that. It is 1st and 10. Bit of motion here. And it's going to be a throw to Luke Barris. And he'll run through a few defenders. And he'll spin for the extra yard. And that'll be a pickup of 8.
Yeah, throw looked a little low, but he gets shifty there, moves up past a few guys, and picks up about 8 after the catch, which is really nice, and that's what they need to do. You know, stretch runs and short passes, just rinse and repeat, and they've been able to do that on this drive at least, and they're going to hope to keep that going.
2nd and 2 here for South. Maybe you take a shot here, maybe you just try to run for that first down with York. It's been efficient so far, and really York has been your deep shot pretty much. He's the one getting the big plays, and they're going to hand it off to York. He's going to look through, and he's going to like just get outside and pick up first down.
Yeah, shifty behind the line there ended up improvising and changing up the play a little bit, and that does move the chains. That does get them the first down, and that's a nice little play, and that's been a nice start to the drive for him. Going to hope to capitalize with some points, and they need to stay in this game.
South into a Batavia territory, and they're starting to try to make some progress into getting some points, anything at this point. But that'll bring us to a fresh set of downs. And, looks like we have a timeout from South. Something had to go wrong. I mean, we'll see what happened. That'll bring South down to 2 timeouts. And if they want to do something at the end of the half, that'd be very helpful. Although they aren't as useful as they are in the NFL, as time does stop when they cross the first down for a few moments there. But still, their timeouts are quite valuable in something. The coach must have saw something in which they need to get this absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, if the coaches see something and they feel like it's important enough to call a timeout, I'm excited to see what they do here to start this set of downs. And, you know, you saw that the coach called a timeout before that Batavia touchdown at the beginning of the game with that play action into the end zone. And, you know, maybe we see something like that here.
Maybe we will. The South is at the 43. They have had longer touchdowns, but as of now, they're just looking at those chains, trying to keep converting and keep pushing this ball forward. And he's going to fake the handoff to Owen York. He's going to roll out right, and pass is at the shoes of South, and I'll bring up 2nd and long.
You know, that's kind of ironic. There was a little bit of trickery there, but it does end up being a play action, just like that Batavia play. Obviously, nothing comes out of it there. It's incomplete, but maybe what the coach said could be valuable for the rest of this drive.
And that'll bring it to 2nd and 10. This is what Batavia's been able to convert all day. They faced 4 situations like this. They've been able to convert them all. And South needs to convert these if they want to get back in this game. 2nd and 10. It's not quite dire yet, but you'd want at least a few yards here to bring it to 3rd and medium.
Miller receiving, delivering the play call. Looks like an audible.
And they're going to throw it. And he is dropped immediately, and that'll be a 5-yard loss, bringing up 3rd in the Walmart parking lot.
Wow, and that's a big sack for him because Justin Miller really needed to get that one to work, and it's just an immediate, the defensive line breaks through, and that's an instant sack. Didn't really get a chance to even see the play there, but I wonder what the coach is going to bring up, what the offense is going to draw up in 3rd and long.
Yeah, this is 3rd and long, and we'll see. I mean, South, if they're in a hole early. You might think that this could be fourth down territory to just get back in this game. Maybe they don't need the first down. They just need something to keep this drive alive somewhat. And looking to throw, and he's going to get pressured immediately. He does escape, and he's going to dump it off to York. An incredible play from Justin Miller, and it looks like they're going to get near the first down and maybe pick it up.
Yeah, exactly what you were saying, Brayden. This is now definitely fourth down territory, and that was a big play. Justin Miller got pressured immediately like he did the last time, but he dumps it off to Owen York, who had plenty of space, and Batavia just can't allow that, and he gets enough to make it fourth and about 1.
And 4th and 1 here for the Tigers. 1 yard needed to pretty much keep the game alive. They're going to give it to York, and York's going to cut through. He's going to pick up more than just the first down. He's going to get the 20, 10, touchdown, and that might be what changes the game here for South.
And there it is. Owen York cashing in everybody's parlays once again. 1 touchdown every game this season, and he keeps doing it on stretch runs like that, and they needed that, right? Just like that, it's a 1-possession game, and the offense has momentum again. Student section is hype again, and they're giving the ball back to Batavia with a smile on their faces.
And Oliver Glover for the extra point. The crowd very much back in this one, but we'll see if Oliver Glover's able to keep it that way. And it is blocked by Batavia, and that'll put a bit of a hinder on but the crowd still seems hyped. They got a roar of what would probably make the Seattle 12th man blush. And South is right back in this, although the extra point block would put a dampener on it, as now they need a 2-point conversion to tie it as long as with the touchdown.
Yeah, there was no time on that extra point there, and hopefully that's not a expression of what's to come here in the trenches for the rest of the game, but you can't allow that. In special teams, offense, defense, it doesn't matter. You need to be able to hold your blocks.
Oliver Glover, after the extra point, kicking it off. We'll see if he kicks it extra hard out of anger. And he's going to be back to kick this one off. Same people are back for Batavia. They're rolling with Mowell and Ashiru, and they're going to kick it off. And this one's going to go back to Mowell. Ashiru blocking. He's going to get to the 20. And he's going to go through a bit of a hole. And there he goes to the 45. And it's talk about putting a dampener on things here at the South Stadium as Batavia is coming out rocking.
I mean, yeah, you can't have that. You had a couple South guys that were in position to make a tackle there, but the returner just keeps going down the sideline and gets way more than he should have. And that's a big play for Batavia, sets him up, and, you know, they're saying, hey, you got the touchdown, but we're still here, and we're still going to move.
And that's kind of what the game's felt like so far. South gets a shred of momentum, and then Batavia just dashes it to pieces. And that'll bring up a 1st and 10 at the 48. This is the farthest down the field any drive has started. And of course, it's Batavia with that drive. And looks like he stepped out during the return, and they're at the 22. Major plot twist. And that's going to make this a longer field to go down. And they're just going to hand it right back off to Charlie Rosengren, and he's going to pick up about a yard. And wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, nothing comes out of the run there, but I miss it on the return. Stepping out, takes back about 30 yards, and yeah, it did look like he was really close to the edge on that whole run. Maybe a Tigers defender pushed him out, and you know, that sets him up with a longer drive. Not like they haven't done that before, but we're going to see what they do here on 2nd and 9.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 5th time they faced one of these. Converted these 2nd and longs each time so far. We'll see if they're able to keep that up. Looking to throw, and it'll be a quick-ish pass outside, and it's going to be caught for a gain of 7.
Yeah, a little sticks concept there. You mean you had your guy in the curl, and then you had another guy in the flat route.
And that'll be Brennan Zeng with the 7-yard catch. And that's going to bring up another third short. It's a 3rd and 1. And this has been pretty easy so far for the Batavia offense so far. And you got to believe if they don't get it, they're just going to be aggressive again and go for it again, as that's what they've done so far. And 3rd and 1. If South somehow muster up a stop here, that would be huge. And we'll see what happens. And there's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's able to get through the line and to the 40 for a pickup of 3.
Yeah, that was an interesting look, to be honest with you. It looked like his first step was backwards, which typically you don't like to see. You really like to see north and south running. Well, obviously that was south, but still, it ends up picking up the first down, and it's a nice play call. Offensive coordinator and the head coach for Batavia has thrown in some good plays today, and they've been exciting to watch as an offensive unit.
While both quarterbacks have been showing off their arms, they also have been showing off their legs too. Vander Luton has been able to pick up some yards on those scrambles. A lot of quarterback draws, helping them convert, adding another dimension to their offense. 1st and 10, looking to throw, and that's right back to a Shiru. And we've seen this before, and he's being able to run through block, and that'll be a 9-yard pickup, bringing it 2nd and short.
Yeah, it's another short pass to a Shiru, and if it works, keep going to it, you know? And he gets a good block, moves, and that brings him to a very short 2nd down. And if they can do that, then the Tigers' momentum will be sucked away faster than you can say Soja Boy.
And this is pretty much where they were going to start their drive anyway after the kick return. And it seems to have just not mattered for Batavia if they've been able to drive down the field anyway. And they're just going to hand it off once again. But this time, he is stopped. And it'll bring out a possible 3rd down.
Yeah, he is stopped early there, and that's a good play and a good stop to keep this drive from moving. And the chains aren't. False start from the Tigers. Wow, that hurts. They just made a good stop, and that was going to take it, but doesn't seem to matter, and moves the chains anyway.
And South just needs something. It feels like they've had the momentum for exactly one play. It's been the Owen York run, but right after that, kick block. And then they've just drove this ball down the field once again. They're at the 45. Plenty of ways to go and plenty of time for South to make a stop, get right back in this game. And it'll be another quick pass to a Shiru, and they're just going to do it again. And he's going to break free for about 20-ish yards, and they have not found an answer to him so far.
No, I mean, I wonder what a solution to that would be. Keep a couple guys on him, but, you know, zone and the looks they've had against him haven't worked. He's found the gaps. He's found the spaces. He's always been open, and he's been able to move after the catch. And they can't allow that. They need to stop that earlier and get on Batavia's main guys.
It makes you think, do they go to press coverage and play him really close? Or is that what Batavia wants so they could try to beat him deep? They're at the 35 now. Another statement drive for Batavia, but now you start to look towards the clock. There's 4 minutes left in the half. Ideally for Batavia, you want this to be the last drive of the half. And he's going to get right back to a Shiru. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's going to pick up 7 more.
A Shiru, I mean, can't tell you how many times he's been hit on this drive, but they've all been 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-yard gains. And, you know, none of those yards have come through the air, really. It's just been him breaking them and moving after the catch.
And South needs to find an answer for that. Halftime is approaching. You're going to wonder if when they go into halftime, is that what's going to be on the front of their minds? Stopping that man. No running backs in the backfield. And Ashiri's back guarded. Looks like they got a little bit of safety help there, a bit shallower. But he's looking away from this time. It'll be a quick pass, and that'll be a pickup of the 1st down.
Yeah, and, you know, they've moved how they wanted to move. This drive has been entirely through the air, which you don't see a lot of in high school football. A lot of these quarterbacks are just there to hand off the ball to their receivers, but running backs, receivers. But, yeah, they've been getting it through the year. They're really confident in their receivers, really confident in their quarterback, and it's been working for them.
1st and 10. Approaching the red zone. They're at the 23. clock is winding down. As previously stated, they want this to be the last drive of the half, and they're about to get under 3 minutes. And they're going to throw it once again, and that's right back. And he's just going to keep moving, but it'll be tackled at around the 3. And that's just another 20-yard completion.
Yeah, it's another catch from Brett Bergen. And, you know, him and Ashiru have been moving the chains constantly. They've been the guys today for Batavia. And South has not stopped them at all. This drive started at around the 30, 20-yard line. And now they're into the 5. They're deep in Tiger territory and hoping to cap off this half with another touchdown.
So far, they've had a few red zone plays. They've converted each time 2 touchdowns. This is exactly where they were on their last drive at the 5 when they had a completion of Brett for a touchdown. And he says 2 so far. We'll see if they'll go right back to him. And he's running a bit outside, and that is Ashiru into the end. No, he's going to be down at the 1. It's a false start of Batavia. that's the call, and they're going to be backing up a bit.
Yeah, a lot happening there. I mean, there was good pressure in the backfield. Scrambling out, hits his guy. Did he get in? I don't know if it's going to matter. Not quite sure who this false start is on. Ref's talking about it now.
And it feels like the first flag that's really been thrown all game. It's been a pretty clean game so far. And now they're backed up at the 10. I mean, it's just a normal 1st and 10. They've been able to convert these, but it's a positive play for South there, and which they have not gotten many of.
Yeah, and that is very important. Keeps them out of the end zone, puts them back out on the field. Maybe a little demoralized after not getting the touchdown, but they've moved a lot, so I don't know if it's going to matter. Coming out here.
No running backs in the backfield, just looking to throw again. Oh, and it looks like a fake jet, and that'll be Michael Vander, and he'll pick up. It looks like he got stopped for 3, but he's able to keep pushing and pick up 7.
Yeah, there's another flag there. You had a Tigers defender thrown on the ground for seemingly no reason, but
if this is all Batavia, nothing's really stopped them so far, so maybe penalties could be their downfall. And if you're South, you want anything right now. You want to be the better team in anything. If discipline is that thing, then that would be huge for them. But no, it is on South, and it's going to be a personal foul on the Tigers, and that's going to be an automatic 1st down as they're deep into South territory now, right on the goal step of the goal line.
Yeah, they haven't ran too much today, but when you're this close to glory, when you're this close to the end zone, really hard to see why they wouldn't do it. They got 2 guys in the backfield, got a little bit of I form going on, so we're going to see where it goes. Tigers have the guys stacked in the box.
And this is 2nd and 2, and they're just going to pitch it out, and he's going to get stuffed immediately.
Yeah, and it's a really nice play. The edges get there, collapse on the line, and it's a nice tackle. Hold them to nothing. Just need a couple more downs of that. It's 3rd down, got 2 more tries. We're going to see if they can hold them to no points.
But this taking a while in the red zone is going to pretty much confirm this is either the last drive or South's just not going to get a lot of time to do anything. It's 3rd and 5. You got to believe this is 4th down territory for them so far if what we've seen is true. Now, would you run it here and try to catch them off guard?
I mean, I would. Tigers have a lot of guys on the right. They do have a heavy set there, but obviously receivers open on the left.
Back to throwing, and it is going to be broken up at the line again. And that'll bring up 4th and 5. We'll see what they do here. 1 minute left in the half.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, defense has looked really good on these last couple plays. After that penalty, which looked like it could have been the end of it for them, they've held up twice, and it is now 4th down.
And the kicking unit does seem to be coming out for Batavia. Caleb Peters so far is 2 for 2 on extra points. While this isn't technically an extra point, it pretty much is on the 5. And we'll see if he's able to knock this one through to put Batavia up 11. And it's not to be able to do anything in the 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, this would be big. This would push it to 2 possessions. Going into the Tiger possession before halftime. Obviously, we'll see if they can do something there. And
the kick is right down the middle. and it is 17-6. Batavia just controlling the game. South, they score on like the second play of the second quarter, and then Batavia takes up 10 minutes with one drive, showing their dominance.
Yeah, I mean, defense looked good there for a second, and they did hold them to getting no touchdown, which is big, but it's still a 2-touchdown game going into this Tigers possession before halftime.
And 1 minute left in the half. If you're the Tigers here, you might want to get in the field goal range, although their field goal unit has had a bit of trouble on the extra points. Oliver Glover, 3 for 5 last week, and had the kick blocked this week. And Intersagan and York are back again. Caleb Peters will be kicking off as 1 minute left for South to do anything. 17-6. 2 timeouts for half, 2 timeouts for South, and they used one on a play call. It does seem to be pretty important now. And it's going to be a kickoff, and it's going to be kicked a bit to the right back to Intersagan. It's going to be placed in the corner. He's going to have a lot of work to do here. He's able to run through a hole, stay up. He's going to get to the 30, to the 40 with plenty of blocks. He's able to get to the 45, and that flips this drive on its head.
And that's a nice play by Blake Intersagan, and that's what he does. You know, he finds that hole, he gets through that space, and he took the outside, and he got them in good field possession, really hoping to get a touchdown before the half, but any points would be good here because a field goal would make it a 1-touchdown game.
11 points. That's some interesting NFL math there. And for South, now I have to use their timeout strategically. If you get the first down and move the chains, the timer will stop temporarily until those chains are moved. So you don't want to use a timeout on a first down. And we're going to see what South does here. Few wide receivers out to the left. No, Blake Intersagan runs back to the right. And they're looking to throw, and he's going to escape down the middle. Can he get anywhere? He's going to pick up 5 yards. We'll see if they use the timeout here.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he was hoping to get out there, obviously stop the clock, but there will be a timeout. And, you know, it's a nice gain. He had a hole up the middle. He did what he needed to do. Not a lot of guys open, but that timeout was important for him, and that puts him at a 2nd and 6 with 45 seconds left.
It was an important timeout, but it makes sense why they call it. This is really the only time the clock would just keep going. We'll see if they put a few seconds back on there, because maybe the coach was calling it right as the play was ending. 5 seconds bleeded off after that happened. And there will be 45 seconds left in this half, and we'll see if South will get anything going. 2nd and 6, though, so like their first goal is to just keep moving the chains. And if they do get stopped, it's time to give the Batavia the ball back. We'll see if they'll be able to do anything there. But it's not looking likely. 45 seconds left. 2nd and 5 for South.
Need about 20 yards to get in the field goal range for Oliver Glover.
And it will not be handed off. Justin Miller, he'll dump it off to Owen York. And he's going to try to get the first down, a bit shifty, and he's still not going to be brought down. He's going to run forward for what looks to be the first down, and they're going to mark him down at the 40, which would be a first down.
Yeah, a little rugby scrum there at the end of the play to get that first, and big guys pushing big guys, but it really all came from Owen York in that short pass.
And Miller rolling left again, and he's going to throw it, and is he in? Wow, what a beautiful throw and catch there for South. And that is just beautiful, beautiful football, and that's what you want to see.
That's a nice play. This looks like a new offense so far on this drive. And, you know, now they're really close to field goal range, but they want more. They want a touchdown. 26 seconds left.
Yeah, and South didn't use a timeout there because the clock does stop temporarily when the chains move in high school. So, like a big play, down to like the 5, they wouldn't need to use a timeout there as the chains wouldn't move. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs. Once again, Justin Miller looking to throw. He's going to throw it over the middle, and that'll be caught by Brody Keith into the 10. The chains are being moved, no timeout called, and South is rushing to the line.
South and hurry up, and that's a nice play. He was open, and South is looking really good so far. Coming back out here, spikes the ball.
Yeah, so what that does is it stops the clock, and that'll make it so they have some time to breathe. They have some time to just come up with what their next play will be. 1st and 10, and they're at the 12. And this is their first play in the red zone. They have a touchdown, but that was from a long run from Owen York. So we'll see how this red zone offense looks for South. And the play clock is no, we have a timeout from Batavia, so everyone's all huddled up. And it's this play here. I mean, this is the difference between 3 and 7 points. These next few plays, and even the field goal unit so far from South, it hasn't looked anything great. And we'll see if they're able to do anything here.
This Tigers offense has looked great on this drive, and a lot of that comes from just hurry up, hurry up. Batavia has not looked prepared. And, maybe throughout this game, even after halftime, obviously it drains your players and it is harder to do. But, maybe that's the solution for them on offense. Just catch Batavia off guard, because that has driven them down this field into red zone.
And South is taking up a bit of time to get set, but they are now 20 seconds left in the half, and we'll see what they're able to do here. Taken out to the right, and Justin Miller is back. He's going to take the snap, look to throw. He's looking right, and there's just a defender right there, and it's going to be through the hands of Brody Keith, bringing up 2nd and 10. 4 seconds bleeding off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Miller down for a little while after that play, but he is fine. Gets the ball out. Nothing comes from it. It was a nice little idea there, but his guy was covered, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Once again, the offense is able to catch his breath here as it's an incomplete pass, which will once again stop the clock, and this is just a big sequence. 2nd and 10. Batavia sideline getting excited, and Miller is back. He's going to look to throw. He's looking left, and he's going to throw it. It's be just outside of the reach for Lucas Barris.
Yeah, I mean, again, that out route. They hit a guy on the out route already on this drive, but nothing comes from it. It's a little far.
And that'll bring up 3rd down for South. The clock is an issue, but so is the downs. And this is pretty much like their last shot at the end zone. It's not very likely that they'll go for it on 4th if they have the guaranteed points. And even if they do get the 4th down, it's not guaranteed that they'll get a touchdown. They don't have all the time. They have 13 seconds and are on 3rd down. The Tigers just looking for something, a touchdown. And they most importantly don't want to turn it over to kick the field goal to get it to a 1-possession game. And there is Justin Miller looking to throw, and the play is blown dead, and there is a flag, and it looks to be on South. Nope, it will be a timeout for South, and that's their last timeout. So if you're South now, you can't have the completion be short of the 1st down markers, as that would pretty much spell the end of the half. And that's an interesting timeout there. I mean, the coach clearly saw something wrong. They want this next play to be perfect.
Yeah, that definitely was interesting to me. I thought maybe they run a play, maybe even a run, center it, and get it a little closer for Oliver Glover than kick the field goal with the timeout before it. But they call the timeout here, and they're either going to have to short pass, short run, get it out, or just kick the field goal here, because they sort of hurt their options a little bit. But, maybe the coach has got something drawn up.
This throw you see either be to the sideline or the end zone, as South doesn't have any other options. If it's thrown for like 3 yards, they'll have to rush to line and spike it. But they can't do that because it'd be 4th down. The spike would spell the end of the half. So they just can't. They just can't throw it short of the sticks, no matter what. 3rd and 10. Miller looking to throw. He's gonna run it. Oh, he's gonna throw it. It's be in and out of the hands of Owen York, and that will spell a field goal for South.
Nearly intercepted, and yeah, I mean, he did go for the end zone there. You know, it is nice to take the shot either way, but they are going to kick it. And his guy had maybe a step on him, but it's just good defense. Gets knocked incomplete there.
And there is the Glover. 8 seconds left in the half. This is a 29-yard field goal, and this is a big one. And it looks like a timeout will be called on Batavia, but you got to wonder for a second Justin Miller would have tried to run for that first down, which obviously would have spelled disaster if he was tackled anywhere short of it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the thought did cross his mind, but he's got coach yelling at him in the back of his head. He cannot go down in bounds unless, of course, he gets the first down, but that's a gamble they're just not willing to take. They'd rather take the 3 here, make it an 8-point game, which is just a touchdown and a 2-point.
And remember, this 3 is no guarantee. They're gonna need a kick from Glover, and extra point didn't have a chance as it was blocked. They stampeded him immediately. We need some good protection. That's gonna need some good kicking in Batavia. They're gonna want a big stop here. This is no guarantee. 29-yard field goal here for Oliver Glover.
To hold Axel Becker to snap.
Kick is up, and it's powerful, but it looks to be to the left, wide left, and Batavia's gonna have an 11-point lead going into halftime, unless they're able to get something going in these 4 seconds.
I'm gonna say no there. I mean, obviously nothing's impossible, but that field goal was big, and I know it's a high school level, but that is not a long field goal, and you're gonna want your guy to be able to make that one. Doesn't end up coming away with it, and it is a 6-17 game, probably going into the half.
And for South, it looks like they are gonna kneel it down here, make it a flip in the backfield from Brett, as he's had a monster first half. And no siree. And that'll spell the end of the first half. Field goal there. We made a 1-possession game. South will get the ball at the start of the second half, but so far it's just been dominance from Batavia.
Yeah, I mean, established some momentum going into the end of that half, but nothing comes from it. Starting with the ball, maybe hope to change up the script to start the second half after this break.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, the Varsity Dance Team.
America has a problem.
Let's hear another round of applause for your Tiger Dance team. And now please welcome to the field the Tiger Marching Band. The Tiger Marching Band is proud to present their 2025 production, The Hive, with musical selections including Winds of Change by Rainbow Sandridge, Flower Duet by Leo Delibes, and The Hive by Eric Morales. Now please put your hands together as we present drum majors Elise Allen, Michelle Broadhead, and Andrew Wilson, and the Tiger Marching Band. This time we'd like to recognize the 19 seniors of the Tiger Marching Band who remain on the field. We applaud and thank them for their 4 years of hard work, passion, and leadership. Please join us in recognizing Elise Allen, Jeremy Anderson, Paige Arguello, Rebecca Bastiani, Ian Bruton, Claudia Burkhardt, Garrett Evans, Nathan Gluckman, Serena Greben, Ethan Hottenstein, Ryan Howard, Morgan Katzman, Dylan O'Brien, Katie Ortiz, Sarah Perez, Matt Posaki, Glenn Romanovich, Laura Schaefer, and Olivia St. Pierre. The Tiger Dance team is coached by Tiffany Marconi and assisted by Brianna Yarwood. The Tiger Marching Band is under the direction of Hannah Drake and assisted by Inga Augustitis, Nia Bassett, Grace Ursay, Ben Hepner, Rebecca McDaniel, Emmett O'Brien, Noel Streaker, and Sydney Truen. Please join the band at their final competition at the University of Illinois tomorrow, October 25th.
And we are back for the second half. After a very convincing first half from Batavia, they've destroyed them in all assets of the game. Offense, they've scored points on every drive. First defense for South, South's been limited, and especially special teams. They've blocked a kick and made a field goal, and South missed theirs. So we'll see if they'll be able to keep this up in all three facets of the game, or South will be able to turn things around. They are getting the ball at the start of the second half, so that might be a good omen for them. But as for now, it is 6-17, Batavia with the lead.
Yeah, South had some momentum at the end of the last drive.
Oh, no.
Obviously, nothing came out of it after the missed kick, but here comes the kickoff.
And there's Interstate, and he'll take it to the 20. He's got some room, and he'll stay up, and he's just getting... He takes a few people, but then some more just come.
Yeah, it looks like he was down there, but then he juked back a little bit. Didn't get too much more out of it, but Tigers are going to come out here with pretty decent field position to start their first drive.
And that's not the kick return you want if you're the Tigers. They had a few good ones, and you just want some sort of spark to get this team going, to get this crowd going. Undefeated at home, but now that is in question. 1st and 10 for South. And Justin Miller is going to hand it off to Owen York. He'll navigate a bit of traffic, push the line forward, and pick up about 3.5 yards.
Yeah, one thing that the Tigers really excel on is Owen York's stretch runs. Obviously, they had that really long touchdown, but they haven't been able to get him out to the outside too much. They're going to hope to do some more of that, break that edge contain, get out there and make those big plays, get those offenses moving, and, that's kind of what they need to be able to get back in this game.
And it's 2nd and 6. Able to avoid the 2nd and long. This is a bit better, 2nd and 6. And just some more yards, get to third manageable or first down. They're going to hand off to Owen York. He's going outside. He's going to pick up a few. He's able to navigate traffic really well and pick up 10. And that's just the run that South needed.
Yeah, that's a big play. Gets him down, stopped at the 44-yard line. And, yeah, keep running, keep moving. And it has looked pretty nice to start this drive and start this half out right for the Tigers. Batavia defense need to recollect a little bit and get back to their ways of the first half.
And South hasn't had many crazy long gains. Maybe that'll show something in the second half, but it is a fresh set of downs. South is on the 44. Miller looking to throw this time, and it'll have Barris open, but it'll be thrown a little high, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, throws a little off there. He did have his guy open, and, just like Batavia's done, hoping they can dink and dunk and then get their receivers to move after the catch. Nothing comes out of it there, and it's going to be a 2nd and 10.
And here we are. We've seen a lot of 2nd and 10s this game. And so far, Batavia's been that team that's been able to convert them. And South, their offense has been doing solid so far. Other than the first drive, they've been able to move. And here it is with the 2nd and 10. They're going to hand off to York. He's going to make a few cuts, but then is brought down, and that'll be a loss of 2 yards, and it's 3rd and 12.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple moves there, but the play was kind of doomed from the beginning. You know, there were 2 Batavia defenders in the backfield, and there's not much you can do to that. Owen York ends up getting stopped for a loss.
And 3rd and 11. South, their ace in their back pocket was they're going to get the ball at the start of the second half. That was their advantage. They were losing, but they're going to have this, and now looks like they're about to give it away.
I mean, you can't talk too early because the South, we're down lower than 3rd, and then they got that conversion at the end of the last half, but we're going to see what happens here.
And, it's off the quarterback's leg, and it looks like it's going to be picked up by Batavia. And it's going the other way. Batavia has the ball on South's 40.
Wow, I mean, that's a big play. It was 3rd down. I mean, we didn't even get to see what was drawn up there, but nothing comes out of that drive for South, and that's a turnover and a really bad spot for them. They needed points there, or at least they needed to hold possession of the ball for a little bit longer, and now it's a Batavia football.
And it feels like South so far has just, they have their one play. They have that one Owen York run, and Batavia's just been doing whatever they want. Their offense is back out now, and South Stadium is going to need to figure something out, whether it's for like the dink and dunk, because if they've had an adjustment for that, for a Shiru. But here is a 1st and 10 for Batavia.
A little motion. Fake.
And it's going to be a handoff, and Henry's going to pick up about 5 yards, gets pushed forward, and they're just going to get those extra yards at the end of the play.
Yeah, just a little push there does a lot of work for him and gets a couple yards. 2nd and 6. Tigers going to hope to contain all over the field. Don't really know what's going to come from this. But Batavia has shown that they can, perform in all facets of the offense. So Tigers have really had to spread themselves thin, and that opens more shots down the field and keeps more options for Batavia as well.
We'll see the type of play calling for Batavia, and that will be a timeout for Batavia. But at this point, they're winning by 11 with the ball. They've been given pocket aces, and we'll see what their play calling is, if they're trying to go all in or if they're trying to not fold.
Yeah, I mean, interesting there, because this is early in the second half, and the coach does seem to think this is a really important down, and that it is. They want to put points up here, but typically I haven't seen one of those at just the second down, so I think he's seen something that he wants to tell these players, and Tigers are going to need to be alert and ready for whatever this offense brings out.
And once again, it's just, it's 2nd and 6. This is what Batavia's been doing all night. Not getting the big plays. I don't think they have a single play over 30 yards, but they've just been able to move the chains. It's been agonizing, but it's been inevitable so far for Batavia. 2nd and 6. And Michael Vander's back there again. We've seen a lot of running backs tonight, and it's not going to be a handoff. He's looking right, and this is a deep ball. And right as I say that, it's placed perfectly, and they're going to consider it inbounds. That is a 30-yard completion. 1st and goal for Batavia, and they're on the 8 now.
Wow, I mean, like I was saying, when the Tigers have to cover everything, when you got so many things that need to be covered on the offense, those deep shots just seem to get open, You got some guys that can beat coverage, beat zone, man, whatever it is, and that's going to be a good pickup for Batavia, putting them deep into Tiger territory in the red zone, and the Tigers cannot let them score a touchdown here.
It was a beautiful throw. It didn't even look like he was that open, but it was just placed that well. 1st and pretty much 7, and he's going to look to throw. He's rolling right, and he'll just throw it away to his receiver's feet.
Yeah, nothing comes from that one. It's nice, obviously, to go out there with their game plan that they had. It looked like a lot of short routes, which, we might see again here. Nothing comes out of it. It's by the receiver's feet, and that's going to make it 2nd and goal.
8:40 left in the 3rd quarter. Plenty of game time left, but if you're South, you don't want this to be a 3-possession game. plenty of time left, but that started to seem insurmountable if the Batavia offense keeps doing what they're doing. 2nd and goal at the 7. And he's going to look to throw. He's getting rushed, and he's manipulating the pocket, and he'll get wide open, and he'll stroll into the end zone for another Batavia touchdown.
Wow, what a good play by the quarterback there. I mean, didn't look like it was anything designed, had a couple looks in the pocket, had that good awareness of the defensive line caving in on him, but he ends up finding space on that right side and rolling right for a touchdown, and that brings him up big. Following an extra point, if it's made, it would be 24-6.
No matter what, it would be a 3-possession game, and it's agonizing for a South fan to just watch them go down the field and just keep scoring touchdowns and field goals and just doing whatever they want. Here comes the extra point. And it is up, and it seems to be good. And that's just what Batavia's been doing. They've dominated all facets of the game. On defense, they forced the turnover. On offense, they dived right down the field. And on special teams, they make the extra point. 24-6 going into the break. And this will be another kickoff for Caleb Peters. And they're at the 40, kicking it off. Back again, Owen York and Blake Intersagan. You got to think, so far this game, it's going to Intersagan, who is on the right side of the field. And the kick is up and right towards Intersagan. He'll field it. He's at the 20 and runs through traffic. He's able to get through. He's pretty shifty, and he'll get to the 35.
Yeah, and that's a nice little return for him. They've liked to start their drives with good field position, as anyone would, obviously. But, you know, good returns are a great way to start off possessions. And the Tiger offense really needs to start doing some things here, whether it be finding a way to scheme Owen York up to space or getting that passing game more involved with Justin Miller. They're going to need to figure some things out here because they need points and they need them fast.
And there's 20 minutes left in the game now. You got to wonder if that's even enough time. They're going to get Owen York a bit of space. Sidelines there, though, and he'll be able to get – and he'll be able to run through traffic. He'll pick up 15, and he just laterals it to him. And he's able to run sideways, then eventually start running forward, and he'll turn it into a 15-yard game.
Owen York shot out of a cannon there. Just starts to move fast at the edge, and, you know, I don't know how many times I need to say it, but he thrives there. And he gets open in that space, and that is a good play for them, making it second and really short.
And you're saying he stepped out of bounds. And they're at the 45, and it'll be just another dump off to York, and he'll pick up the first down. Right back to York again. This time they're throwing it to him. So far before this game, he had 5 receptions, and he is like 4 in this game alone.
Yeah, little short running back throws like that are really useful for this offense because they almost function as sort of a run, except your guy's already out there, you know. You don't have to worry as much as the guys in the trenches, because if it's up the middle, it's almost as much as a play of an offensive line as it's on the running back coming out here for 1st and 10.
Oh, we have a flag, and it looks like both lines are pointing to each other, and we will see who this is on. But it's looking like some encroachment. A lot of fingers flying, and it will end up being a false start on South, and I feel like their first penalty all day. They've been getting killed already, and penalties are just a new way that they could get killed.
Yeah, I mean, They had that penalty earlier, but it didn't matter too much as they ended up stopping Batavia from getting the touchdown anyway. But this one does matter a little bit as it is 1st and 15 now.
And South back up to the 42, 1st and 15. And they're just going to hand off to York. So need to operate through traffic. Get back to the 10 yards to go, and that'll be 2nd and 10.
What penalty? Never happened.
Just incompletion.
I mean, they do lose it down, but depending on the play, you know, it could have been something anyway. But 2nd and 8, and that puts them in a good spot.
That is a big run to put them back in a position. They don't want to face these 2nd and super longs. Like 2nd and 10s are already trouble, let alone 2nd and 15. So here they are, 2nd and 8, trying to get into Batavia Field. And remember, this is for the home playoff game, and they're going to fake it to York. He's going to take a shot down the field. It's going to be overthrown him. That was to McCall. It's just incomplete.
Yeah, a little upsetting to not get anything there. He saw what he liked down the field, couldn't connect though. Good coverage and just not right where it needed to be, but that's going to make it 3rd and 8.
And this spells disaster for the Tigers. They need 8 yards, and it's definitely 4th down territory. They need to convert here. You got to think, even if they throw an incompletion, they'll go for the 4th and 8. And they just need some momentum turning play. If that's York, if that's Barris, we'll see. And Miller, and they're just going to hand it off to York, and he'll pick up 4, and that'll bring it to 4th and semi-manageable.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely helps. Anything helps, and that's going to make it about 4th and 4. They will be going for this here. Obviously, they have to at this point in the game. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they ran it again based off of, you know, they really trust Owen York, and everybody in the stadium trusts Owen York at this point. But, you know, they really do also enjoy getting them out in space, and especially for a play like this. Throw it to your guy past the sticks, 1st down.
And this is a big one. 4th and 4 to keep the game alive for South. And they're looking to throw, and he's going to run through a bit of traffic, and the ball is dropped. It'll be picked up by Batavia, but either way, it doesn't matter. Batavia takes over.
Strange play. I mean, pocket collapsed rather quickly. He did have Owen York open on the right side, but obviously, you know, no pass was made. It's a short run and a fumble directly afterwards. Fumble doesn't matter. It would have been a turnover on downs anyway, but that is a harmful possession for this Tigers' winning chances.
It feels like so far in this game, it's inevitable for Batavia to convert those 4th downs. And for South, it's unlikely. Batavia's landed all the haymakers so far. They're up 18. They have the ball. They're still in the 3rd quarter. A statement is being made. And they're going to hand it off. And that's just 9 yards. It's been a story of the game. Just pushing them forward. They'll get every yard they can get.
Yeah, I mean, expect to see a lot more of this to end this game out. Obviously, still 5 minutes left in this quarter and then an extra 12 minutes in the 4th. But there's going to be a lot more running. They're pretty confident in the points they've put up and confident that they can just ride this game out.
And if you look towards the South student section, there are people in pink leaving aplenty. And it's looking to be their last home game, especially for those seniors. And we'll see if anything will happen here. 2nd down, and they're going to hand it to Rosengren. Tripped up and tackled, and that will be no gain.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely a good sight for this Tiger defense that they, you know, they're still here. They can still do things. This game isn't over, but they need a lot more of those plays. Hold them, stop points here, and then get the ball back to their offense.
Less than 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. It's going to change to the 4th. And Batavia with a touchdown here takes a 25-point lead. Now, we've seen some 25-point leads blown before in the Super Bowl. But, I mean, it's just not looking like it. It's just been domination from Batavia so far. And they're just looking to add on. They're going to hand it off. And it looks like they're gonna pick up the first down, or at least get close to where it's comfortable for fourth.
I don't know if they're going to say they picked it up there. It was close, and he is moving the chains. And, yeah, it's a run, and that's all they need to do. I mean, that was honestly ideal for them. Take up all 3 downs. Take up as much time as possible, really, to just kill that clock and kill this game. Just get Tom Brady out there, deflate these balls, and just let him run it out.
And it feels like it wouldn't have mattered if they changed moved or not, because they would have just converted anyway, because Batavia just cannot be stopped. And time ticking down, 1st and 10 for Batavia. They're going handed off a bit of misdirection, and they'll probably push forward for 3 yards.
Yeah, I mean, run. And that's what we're going to see a lot more of it, and it has worked. You know, throughout the game, they really included that passing offense, and that does seem to be how this team functions as a whole. But you really can't forget about the guys they got in the backfield, and the trenches are set up to be a running team as well. So doesn't look like they'll have any problem keeping the run and consistently getting the chains moved and killing this clock.
And 2nd and 7. The play clock's going all the way down between plays. Time's ticking off the clock. They're going to throw it. They're going to convert it. That'll be another 6-yard pickup.
Yeah, they do incorporate a little bit of throwing there and just adds insult to injury, because, you know, that play right there is what the game has looked like for Batavia. Hit their receivers short and just get good gains from it. And the Tigers just, it's late in this game now, almost the end of the 3rd quarter, and they still have not had any answer for it.
And by the way, Batavia is moving the ball. It looks like they're not going to get the ball back until the 4th quarter, because it hasn't been one play all night. They've been picking up 5 yards at a time, moving the chains, and just destroying South, demoralizing them. 2:30 left, and this play will be blown dead. And that will be a timeout for Batavia. And, I mean, they might have saw something. Doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, it might not matter at the end of the game. They're down to 1 timeout, but if it keeps this way, they're probably not going to need a miracle drive at the end of the way where timeouts will be used. And they saw something wrong. They don't want South to get any play that could flip the momentum.
Yeah, I mean, 3rd and short here. They are deliberating, but Tigers defense need to get him off the field, and they need to get him off the field fast. Turnovers would be ideal too. Pick sixes, fumbles, anything. They need this ball to be able to have a chance to come back in this game.
And it is 24-6. And Batavia, it doesn't feel like they failed to get 5 yards on any play, let alone 1 yard. And 2 minutes, 30 seconds left, and clock has stopped after the timeout. Batavia will look to run, and looks like South will get the stop. And
that was a very interesting running formation from Batavia. It looked like almost a fullback handoff. Nothing ends up coming out of it, and it is going to be 4th, unless they're really feeling like piling it on.
Looks like
it is close. They still
looks like quarterback staying on the field there.
Are going to go for it. Wow. I mean, it makes sense. You know, this is too long of a field goal. It doesn't make sense to punt it. You know, maybe out of the kindness of your heart, but, you know, doesn't really matter here. Conference rivalry, end of the season.
And it's kind of just that point to play the win instead of play to not lose. And they're just going to go for it here, although there will be blown dead. South does, and that'll be another time at Batavia. An incredible timeout used as Southgate with a stop. And that's their final timeout. So, I mean, that's their last chance to get like a do-over on the setup of a play.
Yeah, that was a very interesting play in the backfield. You had the fumble and a lot of stuff going on. Players still playing the game even past the whistle because, they didn't really know what that whistle could have been. It could have been a Tigers ball. So, glad they stuck with it. Nothing ends up coming out of it. It's a timeout. Batavia going to think this 4th down over and try to keep these chains moving going into the 4th quarter.
I mean, it doesn't feel like South can come with a stop here. It just feels like Batavia just gets everything in their favor on these short, in the trenches, in these 1 to 2 yards where they need those yards. They just always pick them up, and South hasn't been able to muster up a stop. And it's just been an unstoppable force, and it looks like the quarterback's going to stay out there, and the offense is going to operate once again for Batavia. 4th and 1, and if you're South, if you want to stop, it needs to come here. This is their last gasp. In a motion, they're going to, and we have a, this changes things. We have a false start on Batavia. Now, this is a more interesting one because, 4th and 6, and they have no timeouts left, and it looks like people are going to be shuffling out. Is the quarterback staying out there? It looks like it. They might be going for this one. They might be, they are not scared to go for this. 4th and 6, they're just sending it.
This is a very strange no man's land position to be on the field, and they will be going for it.
And Batavia is also just trusting the offense and the defense to come with the stop. And it'll be a interesting pitch. He's looking to throw it, and it'll be knocked out, but that will be a penalty. And it looks like that might be on South.
Yeah, said it every game this year. That looked a little Ben Johnson-y. Don't know if it's going to matter with the flag and the incompletion. Pass interference, wow. And that's big. They hold on to the ball, and they're going to keep it moving, presumably going into this 4th quarter, and see how long they can chew this clock.
And for South, that was their stop. That was their, but a ticky-tacky pass interference call is going to cancel that out. It's going to be first out once again for Batavia, and it's just, they just keep driving down. They've converted like 3 4th and 5. South has just not been able to do, and that's what's been the difference. And that is just a jump on South, and it'll be an extra 5 yards for Batavia. Offsides. 1st and 5. Now they're in the red zone. Off flags. Batavia on the 18 now. And 18 yards away from putting a stamp on this one. And he's going to hand it off to Rosengren, and it's going to be close to the first down marker, but it looks like it will be 2nd and 1.
Yeah, they're going to keep moving it, going to keep having runs like that, and that's going to be the story of this one, folks. And they're going to keep running it, keep pounding it, keep chewing this clock. Tiger defense hoping not to get too demoralized out there. Got to wonder what coach is telling them because their season isn't over, right? This is just an important game to win conference and get that home playoff game.
And it's the same thing for Batavia. They can't take their foot off the gas. They clearly haven't, especially with that 4th down call. And he's going to throw it. He's going to escape the pocket, look to run. He's not being brought down. And there he goes. He's at the 10. He's being ushered out of bounds. And that's just been the story of the night. South had a man there, but Michael Vander just said no and shook him off. He was able to turn it into a positive gain and a first down.
Wow, coach has steam coming out of his ears, and it's not just from the cold because he had a bunch of guys in the backfield almost wrap up that quarterback. They just couldn't fully contain him, and he ends up turning it into a nice gain and a 2nd and goal.
And First and goal, once again for Batavia. They're on the 8, and they're just going to run it, and they're going to run it in. Charlie Rosengren. They're up 24 now in the extra point. They'll be up 25.
Yeah, 2 hands on the ball, shoulder down. You know, that's exactly how he's going to be holding the ball the rest of the game if they get this ball back. But just hold it on, make sure it's secure, you're not losing the ball, and just run through a guy.
And third quarter coming to an end. Extra point, Caleb Peters. He's 3 for 3 on extra points today and has made his only field goal attempt. Looking to put this one to a 4-possession game. And it'll be up, and it will be good. Right down the middle, and it's a 25-point game. Batavia, into the second half, it was an 11-point game, and South had the ball. It wasn't even close to over. Then they scored 14 in a row. They just got stop, touchdown, and it's just been a beautiful game for Batavia. Once again, for the South student section, there's just a constant flow of people currently leaving, and you can't really blame them. This one just seems just about over, and I mean, sure, maybe South will get a touchdown in garbage time, but 4 is seeming quite unlikely by how the Batavia defense is playing. Caleb Peters will be kicking this one off. And once again, Intersagan and York are back. Intersagan is on the right, as it will most likely be kicked that way. We'll see what Batavia does here. And, yep, they're going to kick it to Intersagan. They're going to pin him with the sideline. He's going to run through the hole again, and he's going to, pick up a few yards. He's been their bright spot. He's had a few good kick returns.
You know, he really has been. He started all their drives off with pretty good field position. Young kid, you're going to hope he develops more, and they've had him on the offense a little bit too. But going into this drive, don't really know what to expect out of the offense. Obviously, they're not going to take their foot off the gas. Never play like you've already lost, but not a lot to play for here.
And it's getting to the point where people in the Batavia crowd are leaving. They've seen all they needed to see, and they're probably going to see their team at home next week. And it'll be snapped once again to Justin Miller, and he's going to throw it. And that's a dangerous throw, but it will be complete to McCall, and he's going to keep running. He's down the middle of the field and get to the 50 for a pickup of 20 yards.
Wow, that looked like it was about to be picked for a second. Maybe it was just the angles, but nice little completion to McCall, and that moves the chains with a nice little route there.
And that's just what South needs here. It looks like they're going to try to get one more play in before the 4th. Presumably a run as the clock's going to stop. No, they're looking to throw, and that'll be right to, and it'll be Barris, incompleted in a diving attempt by Batavia.
Yeah, nothing happens there. Luke Barris, the intended receiver, and they're going to keep airing it out. You know, Justin Miller has played pretty well today, had a couple missed throws, but he's going to hope to just give them something, even if it's just momentum going into next week. Just show something that the offense can do this and that they're ready for the playoffs.
They haven't looked very ready so far. Miller looking to throw. He's going to give it to Intersagan. There's a bit of blockers, and there's going to be across the 40. Makes a man miss, and he's at the 30. That'll be the last play of the third quarter. But South is starting to get something going on the offensive end.
Yeah, Intersagan with a nice little catch, and he moved a little bit after the catch there too, and that is good for them. They're moving the chains. They're moving things. It was just a little zone concept by the zone concept by the defense, and really didn't cover anything. And Blake was open, took him down, and that's going to put him in much better field position.
And the Tiger sidelines looking alive. They've clearly not given up yet. This has been their most efficient drive thus far. It's looked a bit like Batavia, just getting those big plays, but Batavia has more been like just 5 yards at a time. This has been a bit more efficient.
Student section playing a game right now. not necessarily watching the game, but obviously they're going to want to enjoy this. This might be their last home game for a lot of these seniors.
And into the fourth quarter, the last quarter of Wheaton Warrenville South regular season football. And they're just trying to do something, some play, something to send these seniors out strong. Obviously, for these players, they're going to have 1 or maybe 2 or 3 more games in them, but they're going to want to do something here to prove that they are still a heavy hitter in this conference. Miller, a low snap, he's able to pick it up. There's a flag on the play. He's going to throw it out of bounds. And it looks like the penalty will be on South. It's an illegal shift. And, I mean, South starting to get a little momentum going. Stringing together some 20-yard plays, and then that just happens.
Yeah, I mean, not what they're going to want to see, but still, I don't think it's going to hurt them too much. I mean, it does make it second and longer, but, you know, they have been getting some big chunk plays here. As we're going into the fourth quarter, I just want to thank all of you for watching. We really appreciate here at the Wheaton Warrenville South Media Broadcasting Club. All of you make us be able to do what we love to do, and really glad to be out here tonight on this cold game.
And the downs aren't really the main problem here for South. It's been the time, and he's going to throw it, and York's can get a bit of space, and he's good with that, and he's going to walk into the end zone, making a few people miss, and that's just what he does.
Yeah, he just fidgeted there later, and that play, almost when it was thrown, it looked like it could have been a pick. Owen York gets it, and that's all the space he needs. There's a touchdown, and they are going to keep the offense out there and go for 2, which they do need. Even if, you know, it doesn't end up winning them the game, they need to show that they can do this and show anyone watching right now that they are the team and that they are a team to be feared.
And good touchdown, 14 seconds into the fourth quarter for South, and that's just what Owen York does. It looks like he had 2 defenders in front of him, but he gave him a little bit of space. He'll make them both miss and then stroll into the end zone.
Will go for 2.
And it's a 2-point conversion. It's not going to get it to 2 possessions. We're still going to be at 3 possessions no matter what. It's 17-19 points. And Miller rolling out. He's in a bit of trouble. He's looking to throw Dak towards the middle, and it's going to be ruled incomplete.
Wow, yeah. I mean, he had his guy wide open in the end zone. I mean, Batavia was in a very stretched out set, you know, especially on 2-point conversions. You don't really know what a team's going to go for. A team like South might run it, but there's also a lot of plays you can do. It was a good play call, and his receiver, Kirby Christensen, was open in the end zone, but nothing ends up coming out of it. Too low, and that's going to make it 12-31. It is Batavia's ball.
It is a tough throw on the run. I mean, it's hard to put that one exactly where you want it, and that is definitely not where Justin Miller wanted it. And then South gets something on offense, but once again, there's another dampener out there. And Oliver Glover's able to kick this one off. And it is a 19-point game now. Pretty efficient drive for South. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Took less than a minute of game time, but it'll not matter for anything if South isn't able to finally stop the Batavia offense from just getting 5 yards at a time and moving the chains. I mean, you got to start wondering, you know, what if they try an onside kick here? I mean, onside kicks are a bit more likely in high school. We'll see, but it looks like it will be a kickoff from Oliver Glover. And he's going to boom it back to Mowell, and he'll catch it. There's a booming kick, and he'll go outside. He'll go through, and it's going to take multiple South people to bring him down, and he'll be at the 20.
Yeah, Batavia's ball, I mean, they had a drive where they burned about 10 minutes, and they're going to look to do the same thing here. Run it straight down Tigers' throats. 4-4-4, first down. Old school football.
And 11:38 left. And at this point, like if you're Batavia, a 3-and-out by running, it would pretty much suffice for draining the clock. But obviously, Batavia wants more than that. And it's been happening with this run game. Knowing them, they'll probably mix in a few throws too. First down at the 18. And it's going to be ran, and that'll be, he makes one defender miss, and it takes multiple South people to bring him down once again.
Yeah, running back looks big out there, sheds a tackle, and gonna move the ball about 8 yards.
And that's just what they're doing. I mean, just a few yards at a time. They've just been moving the ball. It's the immortal snail. They're not going to get it down the field fast, but they're going to get it down the field. And it's just been devastating for all South enjoyers watching this and not being able to come with a stop. And he's going to run it right into the line, but he'll break through the line. And that'll be another first down for Batavia.
Yeah, impressive run there, really. I mean, looked like it was stopped, but he ends up breaking it out to the edge, gets to the C-gap, farthest off past the tackles there, and ends up getting them the first.
And with the way that Batavia's been playing, you gotta wonder, will this be the last drive in the game? I mean, there's 10 minutes left. That's a tall task, but the way that they've been running it, the way that they've been just going down the field slow and steady, is not out of the question. And we're now gonna get under 10 minutes. This drive's already been longer than South's touchdown drive. And they've gone 12 yards. They're gonna hand it off once again, and he's gonna get stuffed this time, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Handoff goes to Preston Brunel. He's met at the line of scrimmage by Axel
Yeah,
Becker.
stuff. I mean, good play from the Tigers defense. Obviously trying to do the same thing the offense is doing. Even if they're not going to win this game, you know, you need something to carry over until that next week. You got a whole nother week of practice, a whole nother week of football. You need things to build off of, really. I mean, you need high points. Obviously, they're going to come out of this with some things that they know they need to improve. But things to build off of are very important.
And it's 2nd and 10 once again. They've been converting these all day. They've been converting everything all day. And they're on the 33. They're going to do a jet sweep. He's going to have blockers. He's going to get through the hole. And he's at the 50, the 40, and there he goes. Nobody's going to catch him, and Batavia is going to pour it on at Red Grange Field.
Wow. And that's going to be pretty close to 40 points for him. And, yeah, fans over there are excited. Their sidelines are excited. And that's just sort of in the story of the game. Tigers had a stop there, but Batavia comes back, punches big with that long touchdown, and this game is all but over.
When it's mattered, it feels like South hasn't had 2 good plays in a row. They came with the stop, and then, well, that happened. And now they'll be kicking an extra point. They're up 4 possessions, no matter what, and now there's 9 minutes left. And that's their first real big play of the game. And they can do it all. And the offense cannot be stopped. The extra point will be up. It'll once again be good. He's 6 for 6 today on all kicks. And Batavia is up by 26.
Yeah, I mean, Batavia came into this game with a chip on their shoulder. Shown rankings had them at above an 80% win percentage before the game even started. And, you know, obviously Tigers upset that earlier with St. Charles when that was a 90% for St. Charles, but they aren't able to do it this time. And Batavia is going to go on. It's going to take them to 7-2, and they're going to end up getting a home playoff game, which I'm sure is going to be big for them. They got a big school over there, Batavia, and especially at this high school level, being in front of that home crowd, being in front of your friends, your family, it really matters a lot more than you would think it would. And they're going to hope to have a deep playoff run.
It hasn't mattered tonight, though. Batavia goes into Red Grange Field, and they've left their mark on it. An incredible game. Great coaching, great players, great offense, great defense, great special teams, great everything for Batavia. And the kickoff. Owen York and Blake Interstate again are back once again. This time they're just going to kick it. It's a new one. and South will be at the 30. That'll be caught by Brady McClatchy. You gotta wonder what if he caught it out of bounds. That would have put him at the 40. But no matter what, this game is looking at our reach for South. Still 10 minutes left in this one. South looking to operate, looking to make this final score look, kind of nice. And it's a 26-point game, 9:13 left. A beautiful performance from Batavia. Miller looking to throw, and he's sacked in Batavia. He's destroying it on both lines.
If anything, Justin Miller has shown some good pocket awareness today, but it really hasn't mattered. Batavia's been able to collapse that pocket immediately, and you can't break every sack. You can't evade every tackle, and they've just gotten a lot of them on plays just like that.
Yeah, and people are thinning out. I mean, Batavia, they got half their people left. It's just that big of a blowout. And Miller, he's looking to run, and he'll pick up 6 yards.
Yeah, little quarterback scramble there, and, maybe it doesn't change too much, but, moves the yards a little bit, picks them up, keeps it moving. And, they need to have a winning mentality. They need to have a mentality, They were so high off that winning streak that they had going into this week, but, you can't let one game kill all of that. So they're hoping to reclaim some of that and go into next week with something to think about.
And this is 3rd and 5. You got to believe they're going to go for it if they don't convert. Miller looking to throw, and that's Owen York. He catches it, but he's wrapped up immediately. A great play by the Batavia defender.
Yeah, again, Batavia just comes in so fast. Justin Miller does get it off to Owen York, and we have seen magic happen on plays just like that, but Owen York had a defender right by him, gets the tackle, and it's going to be 4th and 4.
4th and 4 for South here. I mean, you want to give that defense a bit of a breather. They each had a long play for a touchdown for Batavia, and a conversion here, for South, any moral victory at this point. And taking a bit of time in the pocket. 10 seconds left on the play clock, and there is 7 minutes left in this game. Batavia winning by 26. He's looking to throw. He's looking left, but he's just swallowed up immediately by the Batavia defensive line.
There's a lot of noise coming in this stadium. I don't entirely understand the commotion.
Hey, Miller was hit pretty hard at the end of that play.
Yeah, the fans don't like it. You're winning big. Obviously, this defense has done well today, but, don't need to do anything unnecessary. And that's unpopular. Looks like the team was hoping for a flag there.
For South, seniors are still there. It's their last ride. Unless, of course, we get a playoff run from South, which not out of the question. They've beat some good teams. That St. Charles game for one. They beat St. Charles by 26, and now they're down 26 in this one. And Batavia just looking to keep pouring it on. And that'll be a direct snap to the running back, and he'll pick up 3. Oh, looks like South's pointing. Do we have a fumble? Oh, no, looks like it is not.
Yeah, it might have been maybe something there, but, they're not going to be able to prove anyone dropped the ball, especially, this is high school football, no replays. You sort of just got to trust it, old school, bottom of the pile technology. But, doesn't matter. Nothing happened there. It's just going to be a short run, and that's going to set up 2nd and 9.
Batavia inching towards the south red zone. Great field position on this drive after the 4th down stop, and a pretty positive stop there. Sack of 20 yards. And he's able to, it looks like it stops, but he's able to push forward for an extra 3 yards, and that'll be a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, 5-yard gain there, pretty nice for the Batavia running back. And while they didn't run the whole game, you know, they're showing that they can do it here at the ends while they're running the ball out. And they do seem to be a really well-balanced offense, and they're just going to keep milking this clock.
There is 5:40 left in the game now. And it's been a cold night, but Batavia has come in hot. They're trying to keep adding on to their tally. And they're going to hand it off once again. But he's met immediately by a bunch of South defenders. This brings up a 4th down for Batavia.
4th down for Batavia. It is a little bit of a no-man's zone, but especially after a couple of those quarterback calls, the coaches are not happy with Batavia's mentality right now. So if they go for it,
and it looks like they will be going for it.
I mean, they don't have too much of a choice. It's too long for a field goal. Punting is useless for them, so might as well, right?
And they're going to look to throw. It'll be a deep shot, one-on-one, and it is caught for a touchdown. And Batavia is up to 44 now. What a throw.
I mean, not a lot to say to that. It just beat his man one-on-one, had some press coverage. Tried to get to him there, but couldn't get it. The ball gets caught. It's a great throw. And how about their quarterback today? He's made some really good plays. He's ran when he needed to, broke sacks, and you know, he had that deep touchdown with a drop into the bucket earlier in the late in the first half, and he's played well, and they're really liking their team, and they're liking where it's at, and they're hoping they can keep moving.
Caleb Peters once again knocks through the extra point, and Batavia now at 45. It's just been a suffocating offensive display from Batavia.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to win many games putting up 12 points either, so really their entire team has played well.
I mean, as I've been saying all game, offense, they scored 45. Defense, they've given the offense the opportunity to score 25. No South drives lasted longer than 5 minutes. They've generated multiple turnovers. And special teams, they've made Peters is 7 for 7 on kicks tonight. Intersagan and York are back there again. We'll see if they do that little short kick to McClatchy again, or if they'll just boot it down to Intersagan. Because last time, the shorter kick was in the direction of Owen York. Caleb Peters kicking off. 5 minutes left in this one. And it'll be boomed in the direction of Intersagan, and he's going to pick it up. He's at the 20. He's got plenty of space, and he'll get to the 30 before getting taken down to the 32.
Yep, and Intersagan has had a lot of returns today. He's had a couple nice plays on offense. They're going to hope to build on him. Owen York looked good today. I mean, he looked like the same running back that Tigers have had all year. It's just they haven't really had an opportunity to get him out there. Been able to do what they want to do, and that's come from the trenches. So they're going to work with their guys this week, talk about it, go over film, what they could have done, what they need to do, because, you know, you can't go into playoffs with a performance like this, and you need to reflect and change some things.
And if you look at the time possession battle, it's got to be staggering. Each one of Batavia's drives has been long. It's been suffocating. South offense is finally back out there, though. And they're looking to throw. And, oh, the blind side. He's able to recognize it just in time. We have no intentional grounding, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Justin Miller escaping that really fast pressure by the Batavia edge there. Nothing comes from it. He just sort of throws it on the ground to get out of the sack. But Yeah, I mean, offense going to hope to move just a little bit more here, just to know that they can, to be honest with you.
And 2nd and 10, play clock ticking down. And they're on the 32, looking to throw once again, and it's going to be almost picked, but dropped by Batavia. And oh boy, would that have been an exclamation mark.
Yeah, nearly picked up by Andrew Collada for Batavia. I mean, he is a captain, and he's been one of their best guys on defense today. He showed up a couple of times, but no pick there. Ends up being dropped, and the Tigers hold on to the ball, 3rd and 10.
And what exclamation marks brought out? They already have like 3. That'd be their 4th exclamation mark. A very extravagant performance here from Batavia. Can South just get anything going? It's 3rd and 10 once again. Miller's gonna take it, and he's just gonna throw it, and it's gonna be incomplete, and it'll be another 4th down.
Sad music blasting from the student section.
And Batavia, I mean, their offense has scored 28 points so far, and that's been a big help from the defense. They've been given a lot of short fields on desperation 4th down attempts from the Tigers. But it looks like they are going to be punting this one away.
Yeah, I mean, really no reason to go for it when it's 4th and 20 with 4 minutes left. You know, you sort of know there's not much you could do. Obviously, you're going to go for it in some situations. You're not going to give up. But, yeah, really no reason here.
Glover puts it away, and that'll be lands at the 50, and it'll hit the Batavia player, and it will be down at the 42.
Gonna take it back just in case.
South thought that it might have nicked a Batavia player, in which they could take it back for a touchdown. That would have been a positive play for them, but no, it is just down at the 44 for Batavia on a good bounce from South.
I mean, you honestly like to see it anyway, you know, just in case, you know, because it did sort of go through that Batavia special teams there, but they're going to say it didn't touch him.
And Batavia, they have the ball once again, and this is, still touchdown. South arguing that they have the touchdown. Batavia offense is out there now, and there's 3 minutes left in this one. It's a 33-point game, and it's 1st down for Batavia. They don't have any timeouts left. South has 3, but they're probably not going to use them to stop the clock based off the fact that they just punted this one away. And it's going to be a 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off, and he's going to get stuffed immediately. And that's a loss of 14 from South. Still, not much noise coming out.
Yeah. And not much to say here. End of the game, Batavia is going to run it out. I think they're going to get a 1st down, maybe try their luck with 2, and then they're going to come out in victory formation where the quarterback is going to kneel the ball. And then that's going to be the game.
And 2nd and 12 for South for Batavia. And 3 minutes. There's no 2-minute warning, so a 1st down would be the last 1st down of the game, and they're able to pick up around 7 there as he just keeps pushing the line forward.
I mean, technically, the Tigers have 3 timeouts. Obviously, no need to use them here, but they can sort of just get this 1st down and then say that this game is over with.
And South looks like they'll be going on the road next week unless Lake Park beat St. Charles North. And they're just going to hand it off once again for the first down to end the game. He's able to get through multiple defenders and break the plane for a first down.
Wow. And
Picks up a first down to the
that's
Tiger
going to be the game,
46-yard
folks.
line.
We're going to see some kneels now. Clock is under 2 minutes. South is not going to use their timeouts.
Baseball fans out there in Game 1 of the World Series tonight. The Batavia
And
16 and Toronto 9 and Los Angeles
You know, maybe the
2.
student section isn't as full as it was the whole game, but the 12th man and a lot of seniors are still there, all singing, and looks like they're going to have a good time no matter what.
And looks like they are going to see a kneel down, or are we going to see some runs? No, they're going to run it. They are going to run it. Stopped by South, and there'll just be one more play, and then that'll be it. And in the Lake Park versus St. Charles North game, St. Charles North is winning 35-0. So most likely we will not be seeing a home game for the Tigers. And this is it. And play clock at 13, real clock at 50. This will be the last one unless there's a first down. The chains will be moved. But this is going to put the final on this one. And Batavia's comes out swinging. In the first half, they take an 11-point lead. But in the second half, they score 28 and hold South to 6. On an incredible game throughout for Batavia. They've just owned this game, this stadium. And it's an incredible showing.
Yeah, that's going to be it for Batavia, as they're going to go and have a home playoff game next week. Don't know who it is yet, but they're going to have some momentum going into practice this week. As for the Tigers, they're going to hope to build on what they couldn't do and find what they did right and just keep it going and find a way to get a win next week.
And if it breaks the way that it will, South will be playing this Batavia team on their own bounce house. And because St. Charles North's going to get the 1 seed because they beat Batavia in the tiebreaker, Batavia's going to secure the 2, and the Tigers are going to be the 3 going to Batavia to play them.
That would be something.
And that is it. Thank you for tuning into the stream.